Alright, we should be live. What is up, everyone? Happy Wednesday. How are y'all doing? We got some people in the chat chilling before stream. Of course. Who's the first person? Whoa. Why is this not coming up? Come on. Come on, OBS. What you doing? Why are you changing this on me? Craig Lilly, as always. What's up, Craig? Hope you're doing well. We got some other early people as well. Mr. Kevin Ngo. Stang 2007, what's up? Musashi. Kale 130, as always. Extreme Zone in the chat. What's up, Extreme Zone? We got Scooter U. I'm doing good. Oh, how are y'all doing today? You're asking everybody else, not me. Yeah, so how is everybody doing today? Ask Scooter. We got Donut Farmer 0. What's up? Who else do we have? We got Demon Mint 1 with the sup nerds. Yo, that's not a insult like it would, like that would have been insult back in like the 70s or 80s or even maybe 90s. But nerds is the in thing now, so sup nerds. How you doing, Rob? Coalition Gaming. Hit it, Danny. What do you did you mean hit it by like hit the live button? What's up, Hazard Me? How you doing? Michael P. Howdy, Danny. Is this Michael P that I know from school? This could be any Michael P. If this is Michael P that I just saw recently, at the kind of reunion thing, then what's up, Mike? Damien Hogue. Hey, you missed the last couple of streams. You're at work. Wait, oh, dang. Shooting Valentine's Day. That sounds serious. Hopefully everything's okay. But yeah, no worries. If you miss stream, the VOD's always there after the fact. I do my best to timestamp them. It's not live, so you won't be able to live interact, but the streams are always there if you need to put something on in the background and you just want to see what's going on. So yeah, no worries though. What's up, Igor80? How you doing? You couldn't make it last time, but you did make it this time. Last time was your birthday, right? You got the birthday shout out. Your phone, Chris. So like you're talking about like how the automated thing, right? Where the phone secretly listens to you and then suggests Amazon items and stuff like that. But just your phone being like in your pocket and you start speaking Spanish, or every time you speak Spanish, you start getting Spanish ads. Here's the thing: I sometimes get ads in Spanish for some reason, and I never speak Spanish. So what's up with that? Guns down in hell. Hello, hello, hello. What's up? Rob asks, guys, should I get a 3060 for $320 on eBay? You have a GTX 1080. What is the 3060s going for right now? Let me see. I think I just checked the other day. Weren't they like, I think they might be 330. Unless that was a sale and that's not the going rate. Let me see on Newegg. I use Newegg as my reference, by the way. I hate Amazon graphics card prices. For some reason, they're always more expensive than Newegg. But we'll check both. Alright, so what's going on? Why is OBS... Why are you being weird, OBS? Come on. There we go. OBS is this like weird reset. What's up, Maxwell? What's up, Cam? And Andy and Zia, how y'all doing? Oh, okay. Michael P. You are the British Michael P, not the Michael P from my university. Okay, so if we are to look at a 3060, oh snaps, the price drop. Yo, Rob, why are you buying a used 3060 on eBay? Well, I guess, which one are you buying? Are you buying the 8GB or 12GB one? But, so we do have a 3060 8GB for $310. I remember this was $330 the other day. I was just checking because I had to do price research for a video. But $310, yeah, this is definitely the lowest price I've seen it, despite being 8GB. What do we got over on? So over on Amazon, 350 seems to be the cheapest one for a 12 gigabyte version. Let's see. So okay, 8 gigabytes versus a 12 gigabyte one. Let's look at the performance difference. Yeah, I know it's slower, but let's see how much slower, right? 8 gigabyte versus 12 gigabyte. You know what? I bet you there's a testing benchmarking games video that has exactly this. All right, so let's take a look at the side by side, just because off the top of my head, I don't know what the performance difference is. If I had to guess, okay. So Demon Mitt, you're saying 8 gigabyte one is noticeably slower. What is your definition of noticeably slower? So the price difference on them looks to be about 15%. Now, if the performance difference, for the most part, is going to be on average FPS, is 15% difference, then the scaling works out to be the same. You're getting the same FPS per dollar, right? I don't know off the top of my head because I don't remember. Let's see. But let's do... What is the price difference between the two? Let me take a look on... So we got 310 there. What is the next 12 gig? Oh my god. Newegg is filled with used graphics cards. Have y'all... like searched recently? They've got refurbished all over the place, so we have to sort by new. You're thinking 20% slower hazard me? I think it really depends on the resolution, so we'll see what the testing games benchmarks look like. But so we have 330 for the next 8. So where's the cheapest 12 gigabyte one is what I'm trying to find here. 12 gigabytes for 340, and I don't even know what store this is. This is not by Newegg. Where's the cheapest shipped by Newegg one, so that we're not dealing with potentially sketchy buyers? Shipped by Newegg, so 360. Okay, interesting. Oh yeah, Kevin, there's a deal right now for a 6600 XT for $229. Yo, that's a busting deal. We gotta open that. Pin. So I got that pin, Kevin. Thank you for finding that, by the way. We're gonna pull that up in a second. Rob, I mean, do you need an NVIDIA oh my god, $85 off promo code? Okay. Rob, you still there? Because if you're still there, look at this deal. You get an instant $85 off. So assuming you don't do the $20 mail-in rebate, $335 my 85, that's $250 without the $20 mail-in rebate, which is still a crazy deal. Did you post this in the Discord, by the way? Let me see. Deals. Oh, you did post it. Wait, the 26th? This is still going on? Wait. Was this the exact same deal? Yep, it was $85 off, but is this... And this is still the same mech card. Yeah. Okay, so... what did you put in stream submission? So, 6,700... Much better deal than the same. Yeah. So here's, I mean, I don't think the 3060 is a good deal anyways, but we're going to go take a look at the numbers. So hardware unboxed is about 15%. If we look at the calculator, we're looking at what the price difference. Oh yeah. What was it again? It was 360 versus 320. So 320 divided by 360. That's about 88% of it, so it's about 12%. It's 12% cheaper, you could say that, right? But let's take a look at these performance. Yeah, Rob, if you could get this MSI Mech deal, just because there's sometimes these deals aren't worth it because the mail-in rebate is so huge. But this one, even if you were lazy and didn't want to do the mail-in rebate, which I hate mail-in rebates, you're getting a really good base price on this. And the 6600 XT, is not as new as the slightly overclocked version of it. That's the 6650 XT, but you're not going to find a 6650 XT for this cheap, I don't think. I think this is the deal to get. If you need a graphics card, right now, this is the deal. Yeah. So, Demon Mitt, the thing is, I'm well aware of VRAM differences between cards and even like other specs. I think that is okay if the price scales with it, right? People are saying, oh, the 8 gigabyte sucks, get to 12 gigabytes. It's not like the 12 gigabyte 3060 costs the same as the 8GB, in which case, of course, you get the 12GB one. But if you're starting to see more than a 10, 15, 20% price difference, then that's when I'm like, okay, well, some people just want to spend less money, and getting the 3060 8GB isn't that bad. But I like taking a look at the side-by-side performance. I like Hardware Unboxed and Gamers Nexus graphs as well, but I really like side-by-side comparisons like this. So here, what is this one? This is Need for Speed Unbound. So I'm going to let this play while I do the calculations on these FPS. I mean, the 1% lows and the 0.1% are also going to be less, but they're nothing to be concerned about. They're both above 60 FPS. So we're looking at 80 divided by 99. So, whoops, I did that wrong. So 80 divided by 99. So we're looking at about a 20% difference here. We got Hitman 3 here, which is 127 divided by 148. So here's a 15% performance difference between these two. Then we got Cyberpunk, which is 52 divided by 61. So this is also 15% here. So as we're seeing, you're getting the same frames per dollar about. So I would rule the both 3060s out because AMD has better competition for less. You're getting more rasterization performance for less. But in terms of, if you are gung-ho for NVIDIA and you didn't want that 6700 or whatever, like what's this, 66 divided by 71, this is 8%. So we're seeing here's Forza Horizon 5, 71 divided by 82. This is 14%, right? So I wouldn't say the 8GB 3060 is that much worse value. They're both equally about the same value in terms of frames per dollar, and they're both worse, in my opinion, than the MSI Mech 6600 XT. Wait, it's $250 for the 6650? Is that what's going on right now? So this is going to be part of our deal hunting browsing section, which I didn't mean to get to right away, but we just kind of went into it because of a question. What do we got here? So let me sort by lowest price. So between the 6600 and the 6650 XT, I don't see one for 250. After rebate, this one is going for 260. Honestly, I think if you're gonna do rebates and stuff, this one is, I would go with the 6600 XT. It would have to be like a $10 to $15 price difference, which this one, what we're seeing is more than $10 to $15 between these two. Daylight said, "Hey, I've got a question. Would a micro ATX look weird on a mid tower? It depends. So Demon Mitt says he does it all the time. It depends on the case. Like here, so we'll take micro ATX motherboard mid-size tower. If you're doing a black on black build, I think it'll look fine. I recently, and you're gonna see it in an upcoming video, I used a black micro ATX motherboard in a white mid tower, and that sticks out like a sore thumb because the case is such a contrasting color, it doesn't blend in. So we take a look at some of these examples, right? Like some of these ones, if I can get the picture to be bigger. Why is the picture not big? Like, so here's an example of a micro ATX tower in a mid-size case. It depends on you. Would it look weird? That's very subjective. To some people, this looks horrible. To me, I mean, it doesn't look that bad, especially since it's black on black. The cable management is definitely going to have a long run, longer than it would if you were to use a normal standard size ATX. But if it's black on black, it doesn't look that bad. For a case like this that doesn't have a power supply shroud, this must be an older or a very cheap case to not have a shroud, because let me see if there's any other examples. Yeah, like here's one that looks pretty. Wow, this is the Wikipedia example of a computer case. I mean, ideally, if you have a mid-sized tower get the full-size board so you can get more features out of it, right? You just get more PCIe slots. Sometimes micro ATX boards also go down to 2 memory slots instead of 4 if you have a lower end chipset. The 6600 XT and the 6650 is not, it's 250, well, it's not really 250, is it? Let me take a look back at this. So it's cheaper. So $5 off promo code, that puts this, so this is 280, 260 after $20 mail-in rebate, 255. This one, you put this promo code and it's an instant off. So 85 off of 335 makes it at 250. Oh wait, is it cheaper? And then another 20 bucks off puts it at 230 if my math is correct. So it's 230 versus 250. Do both of them have the same? Do they have a bundle game at all? No, neither of them have bundle games. Yeah, so micro ATX boards, I've noticed that they've been cheaper. So, usually by like 10, maybe 15 bucks. I don't know. It depends. Depends if you like it aesthetically and if you need any additional like expansion slots. But I've done it before. It works. I try to fit the right form factor motherboard into the case whenever I can. But if you're doing like a case upgrade where you went from a micro ATX to a mid tower, then it should be fine. Yeah, talking about retro. Okay. I'm calling it out now, and we're gonna talk about it in a second. But all right, so we're done talking about graphics cards. Rob, thank you for asking that question. That was actually really good to look into. Hopefully hopefully you buy one of these 2 cards and not a 3060. Hopefully. Okay, so let me close these windows. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is the Corsair case. So we'll do that now. Yeah. They don't include the promo minus promo code subtraction on it, but so first thing I want to talk about is the Corsair wooden PC case panels, which do y'all know how many case manufacturers are offering this now? So we got the Fractal North. Now we have this as an add-on. Wait, are they selling? So it doesn't look like Corsair is selling the cases with these yet. It looks like they're selling wood panels for existing cases. So you have to buy them separately. So if you go to their website, you can see here, you can get bamboo, you can get teak, which I hope this updates. And then you can get, I don't even want to butcher this. Sapele? Sapele? Is this Sapele? How do you say this word right here? I'm not familiar with wood, okay? But you get these wood panel cases. So let me run a poll real quick, just because I think we ran this last week. But we probably have new fresh people here. So, nope, not the Q&A. Let me run the poll. How do you feel about wood panels on PC cases? Awesome, meh, and then, so it's gonna be 3, like, good, meh, and then don't like. Add option. Not my thing. Alright, just to get people's opinions on it, but it's $55. These Corsair 4000D cases they usually go around on sale for around 90 to 100. So this is already half the cost of the case for 2 panels. It's going to be the magnetic filter up top. I'm assuming they're keeping it magnetic, and then it's going to be the front airflow panel that pops in. 55 bucks. Here's the thing though. A lot of people spend more than $55 for aesthetics. I would say that these wood panels add a lot of aesthetic to your PC case. People spend more on that for those V1 Tech acrylic, you know, the acrylic backplates. People spend more than that on like a single like RGB streamer cables or whatever. Though RGB is, you know, a whole different thing, because that's like electronics, right? But yeah, so I would think, for me personally, wood is not my thing. Like, I think it's nice that the people who really want this, who only in the past had to resort to DIY methods, now there's like, you know, an outlet or avenue that they could get these stuff from. And I have a feeling that a lot of case manufacturers are gonna at least try to incorporate this in one case or have add-ons. But it's just not my thing personally. But I'm not gonna hate on it because I'm happy for other people who this is their thing. So taking a look at the polls though, it is kind of somewhat even. We do have about a quarter of the people who's not their thing, and then almost half the people think it is awesome, and then about a third of you think it's kind of like meh. If it had filters on it, maybe it would be better. Jason Whitmer, 100% of all of Danny's furniture in college was black. Have you seen my desk setup? All my desks are black with black legs. Have you seen the IKEA shelves that I have up there? Everything is black, okay? I just go with the most boring, plain thing because it matches everything. Craig Lilly says, if I get a splinter from the dang thing, can I sue them for pain and suffering? I don't think so. Let's see. How are they describing these? These front and roof panels available in different finishes. Got it. Okay. Specification. Make your PC a reflection of your personality. Yo, who has wood as their personality? Can y'all sound off in the chat if your personality is wood? Kenny's computer says me. Every dad ever. Their personality is wood. Who's that tech channel that does like the super DIY projects where he built like an invisible PC in the desk? That's his personality, I feel. Beavers. Yeah. So, not Linus. Yeah, is it DIY Perks? Yeah. DIY Perks. I think he's got a British accent, right? He's got some kind of European accent. I think it's British. I don't watch his stuff often. I just remember he has an accent. But do y'all think RGB can be pulled off with these wood panels? Like, when you get these, are you like pigeonholed into using plain black fans? Or like plain fans? Or do you have people, let me see. Fractal North RGB. Have people done this yet? Maybe a solid color? Let me see. I'm not sure if I've seen any examples with RGB fans. I guess this one would be it. Is this, this is Hardware Canucks, right? I can tell by the thumbnail style. No, it's not Hardware Canucks. Wow. Is Tech Notice. Okay. Man, this is a long video. Yeah, pigeonholed into Noctua fans. Exactly, Chris. Okay, where is this? Oh my goodness. This video. Yo, where's the B-roll? Okay, so this person does have... The Fractal North is also a little bit different because it has like a lot thicker slabs running vertically. The Corsair one definitely would showcase RGB fans from more angles, and it just has more opening. Yo, come on. Yeah, where's the close-up B-roll of this thing? I'm seeing it back here. Teak would blend in with your desk. Nice. Hardware, yeah. We have Hardware Canucks at home. that whole meme. Yeah, wow, this person put in so much work to timestamp their videos every single step of the way. This is crazy. I mean, I timestamp my stuff for the most part, but oh, here we go. Here we go. Here's the B-roll. Okay, so this one, yeah, I think maybe if you do all white or something. Hey, what's up, Ian? And then Hunter says, yeah, you guys. If you see any comment that is not Nerd on a Budget with a check mark verifying that it's a YouTube official one in my videos, because there's a bunch of scammer bots out there trying to get you to go on Telegram or WhatsApp or whatever the heck to get you to give them money. If you get scammed by that, I can't help you there, just because I think at that point you need to learn a lesson if you can't tell that, you know, that's not legit. It's not a legit giveaway. So, but yeah, let's see. Is there any other examples with RGB? Is this one? Which one's that? No, this one's not her. Oh, this is Gear Seekers. I can tell. This is the Gear Seekers style. Nick from Gear Seekers. Oh, hey. Okay, wait. Okay. Y'all know Nick from Gear Seekers? If you don't, you should get to know him. I'm gonna link this. Nick's a super cool dude. But yeah, so if you don't know, Nick from Gear Seekers, he's from Australia, right? Wait, is it Australia? Or is it New Zealand? Or is he New Zealand living in Australia? I forget. But dude has a super cool accent. He's a good skateboarder. And he's got some really aesthetic videos. I really like Gear Seekers. But, okay, let's see. He and his wife, because they're like a duo. Where's the B-roll? Cinematic mode. Here we go. Let's look at the cinematic. Yeah, dude. Nick's B-roll for like a medium-sized channel is like top-notch. What cooler is that, by the way? Is that like a Montech cooler? I see a triangle on it. The freak house. It seems like you've got the bug, which is you want to build. You've had your PC for less than 6 months, and you already want to sell it to your brother to build a new one, which is fine. Hey, that's how people get into flipping and stuff. Flipping, reselling, making profit. Repeat the process. Ooh, I like those infinity fans. So this is a very classy take on it. We're going with the gold. What do y'all think in terms of this color scheme that Gear Seekers did? We've got kind of like the old golden orangish with the Fractal North wooden case. I mean, I think, yeah, it's almost like, you could probably fit some gold components in here too to make it kind of fit with this color scheme. But yeah, so RGB in terms of rainbow unicorn puke, probably not going to work out. But if you do this, I think this would. Yeah, orange is not a color that I use often when I do builds because I think you need a specific, you need certain hardware to pull orange/gold off. That is one color that I don't typically put on like PC builds. How much is the 5000D wood paneling? Oh, this is on pre-order, so it's not even available yet. Who's John Leguizamo? That sounds familiar. What's up, Joey? I'm pretty sure I know who this person. Oh, yeah. People tell me I sound like Sid the Sloth, like a lot. Yo, if he ever like passed away, can they cast me as Sid the Sloth? What else does he play in? Was he in Mario Bros? And Spawn? It's funny because I'm not Hispanic, and I wouldn't say his accent is Hispanic, but yeah, maybe it's just like a nerdy geeky guy voice. Oh, was he Luigi in the Mario Bros movie? I honestly had what that came out in '93. I'm pretty sure the last time I saw that I was under 10 years old, so it's been well over 2 decades. Maybe me and Melissa have to watch that sometimes. I did see Spawn somewhat recently. I don't remember him as much though. I mean Spawn has Michael Jai White in it, and he's like one of the coolest martial arts actors out there. Okay, so let's see. Going back to the article. So how much is the 5,000 version? $75. Can I get y'all's opinions on 4000D versus 5000D? And if you're not aware, the 4000D, they're both, the 5000D is considered a mid tower, I'm pretty sure. I'm not a fan of the 5000D though because of how big it is. Between the Corsair 4000 and 5000D, which is your preference? And this is with regards to size, because one of them is like what I would call like a true mid tower, and then one of them is kind of like a larger mid tower, honestly. But we look at the side by side, yeah. But this one, geez, it's $20 more for like almost kind of like the same panels. Corsair 5000D versus 4000D. Let's see if there's any side by side pictures. Demon Mint likes the bigger 5000D. He likes the bigger D. Do they? Okay, so here's a good diagram of them side by side. And here, yeah, so some more diagrams. I am very much a fan, because I don't need much bigger. I guess if you're building much higher end builds and you need bigger radiator support, you would go for it. But again, I typically build within the realm of stuff under $2,000. So you can, you can get by with a 4000D, because you don't need the biggest, baddest coolers out there. Other than PSU and RAM, Corsair. Really, Shane Eslick? How come? So PSU and RAM, you're good with Corsair, but not SSD, which I guess they don't have the cheapest SSDs out there. There's much cheaper companies like Team Group and stuff. Like no cases. Their coolers are a bit pricier, but it all depends, right? If you buy multiple Corsair products, I have to say, even though I'm typically a person who does not buy the more premium brands, the Corsair software to control everything is just so nice. Like not having to mix and match multiple companies worth of RGB fans, pumps, like LED strips. Having Corsair in their hubs, it is much more convenient. You hate IQ. IQ in itself there's like a learning curve with it, right? It's not as simple as your motherboard RGB controller, but it's very powerful once you know how to use IQ. But definitely, even I'm not super experienced in IQ, but I can figure it out eventually. You posted in Discord why you like the 5000D. Wait, did you? Oh, yeah. You got. Wait, when was this posted? Was this today? Oh, what? Oh, this is your PC builds thread. All right, so this is why you like the 5000D. Let's take a look at Demon Mint's build. I don't think we looked at this before, but there you go. Look at all that fan support. And again, how much was this build at the time? I don't think there's a price on here, but assuming, I mean, I'm guessing you might have built this when it was still kind of crazy pricing, because this was from 2022 probably, but depending on when in 2022, this could have been really expensive. It was like so $4,000 build. Side intake fans are sick. So in terms of, okay, so let's look at oh my god, they're all intake. You got 6 intake coming out of this corner right here, going to exhaust out the top AIO and the rear exhaust. Yeah, you've got a ton This is a super positive pressure case. You're pulling in a ton of air. Yeah. Which, I mean, is a good thing for dust, right? Yeah, nice looking build, by the way, Demon Mitt. But yeah, it looks like... Oh my goodness, I'm so surprised you guys are at a 50-50 split on this. From the volts right now, it's 51% 4000D and 49% 5000D. I would have thought the split would have been more towards one or the other. David X says, I prefer the 4000D as it looks like to have plenty of space. Yeah, the 4000D, again, it does have plenty of space. It is, you know, a pretty standard size mid tower. So if you're used to building in something like that and you're only going up to like a 280 or a 240 AIO, then it'll be fine. And if you're not trying to like completely like for the top, because it doesn't support bigger AIOs, it doesn't support 3-fan ones. Okay. So that was about it for the cases, I think. Oh, now 5000D is winning. The vote is getting... So I'm going to leave that up for a while. Let's see. Speaking of Noctual fans... how much are these single fans? What is the cheapest Noctual fans get? I actually don't shop for them too often because I don't really like the colors. And they're kind of pricey. For $21, you can get like... Can't you get like 4 or 5 Arctic fans? Which again, I know they're not the same thing, right? This is like you're buying for premium quality, noise levels, and all that stuff. And even some people, the aesthetics. But still, it's a different audience for sure. We got a $10 super chat from Hollow. Thank you for the $10 super chat, by the way. Hollow says, I'm building my first PC. Case comes tomorrow. Is that the last part you need, Hollow? Or are you still waiting on other parts after the case? But, you're building your first PC. Okay. I just recently, as y'all may have seen on the channel, I recently went through kind of helping someone. It was mostly seeing how much my mom would struggle. But I recently went through seeing a complete computer beginner build their PC for the first time. And if you guys have seen the video that's on the channel, it's the newest one with me building a PC with my mom. I was pretty hands off. I did not install like a single thing. I pointed at stuff for her and things like that, but that's it. She was like the most beginner person that you could get to build a PC though. Hollow, have you been watching a lot of like, you know, other tech channels and stuff leading up to this so that you are comfortable with all the steps that it takes to build a PC? Hey, it's Joel says, sold. Oh, you finally sold the 1060 6GB. Grats. And now you have the RTX 2070. Don't see a reason to upgrade. Yeah, I mean, the 2070... Here's the thing, Joel. The video that I rendered out, and granted it's 1080p 30 FPS, but it was a 34-minute video with dual layers of footage on it. It took me like 5 or 6 minutes to render that out in Premiere Pro using GPU encoding with the... I have a 6600 in my PC right now. I downgraded from the 6650 XT to a 6600. And yeah, it took me like 6 to 7 minutes to render out. So I don't know. I mean, maybe if you're super rich or if you're like a multi-$100,000 million company and you need the absolute fastest performance, you can justify buying a more expensive graphics card. But a lot of the stuff like a 2070, 2080, 2060 I bet would still do pretty well in After Effects and Premiere Pro. Maybe actually After Effects I'm not as experienced with, but Premiere Pro for sure. Hollow says yes. Yes, what? Yes, you have been watching a ton of content leading up to it. But either way, congrats. Have fun with the build. And hopefully it all works out just fine. How's it going, John? You're not late. There's no such thing as being late to a stream. Especially when it's like a persistent like 2-hour stream. You didn't miss anything. Oh, also, John. I'm not sure if you're still there, by the way. But have you noticed Wise doing kind of weird stuff? Like with their newest firmware updates? I only have Cam Plus for one of my cameras because I have the home security thing with them, and it comes with like one camera. On all the other cams, I used to get 12-second of video preview, and after a certain firmware update, I just get like no preview now. I get an alert that an event happened with like, you know, a motion detection or something, but when I try to click the video to play it, it doesn't play it back. Nobody seems to know what the answer is on Google, and I know you use Wise quite a bit too, so I'm curious if you have any thoughts on that. But yeah. Heck yeah! Yo, you eating pho at home or at a restaurant, Chris? I had pho the other night, well, right before Raiden, wow. Yes, all models released after April 20 don't have Cam Plus like the free... Yo, well, the thing is, I have a lot of cameras that I'm pretty sure we got before April 2022. It's cameras that used to have the free cam light with the free 12 seconds that now doesn't have it anymore. Like, I don't know. It wasn't until one of the firmware updates, which, geez, I feel like they're pushing updates all the time. But yeah. Maybe I need to look at it again. But yeah, because it's just kind of annoying not to be able to see what the previews are. I don't have enough time to drive home, make it eat it. Also, oh, you gotta shoot a video? Okay, got it. You eating out? Nice. It's always nice to be able to sit and eat at the restaurant. Because then you don't take the smell home with you. Sweet Dog 99. Now we're talking about home security for a little bit. Made the switch from the Wise to Eufy a while back because the UI was better, and now we find out they aren't encrypted. Yeah, I know some people that like their Eufy stuff, and then they hit the news. Now that the drama came out with Eufy, did they end up fixing it and patching it or whatever? Yes, exactly. Pika Wubs, how you doing, by the way? Hey Danny, what stream encoder are you using on your system? I'm not using X264. I'm using whatever the AMD one is called. Let me take a look. They call it AMD. Whoa. Oh, I need my settings got. Yeah, it's it's the AMD hardware H264. But it's not the CPU one. Yeah, also, what the heck? Why is my bitrate so low? I think I did a OBS update. I usually run 6,000 to 8,000 kilobits per second. It is now 2,500, so I wonder if the stream quality is a lot lower today. Yeah. Thank you, by the way, for asking that question, because otherwise I would not have checked. So I don't run X264, which would be running it off of software encoding off the CPU. I run AMD hardware H264. And I've been doing that for forever now, basically. Yeah, but that's Relive though, or Relive. That's not with OBS. AMD, he just Epas Vox Addy just released a video today, basically kind of saying how much. Well, he was saying AMD is doing a better job than Nvidia because GeForce Experience hasn't changed their streaming UI for like the longest time. But yeah, I use OBS, so I'm not using the AMD Relive. I think I like it Relive. Because, like, you're reliving the moment, but yeah. Okay, I have been pixelating. Okay, yeah. So, I think that might be a bitrate issue because I'm running at way lower than I normally do. I'm running at less than half. I just got the new OBS 29 update, so okay. The second article I wanted to talk about, now that I had quite a bit of time to spend talking to chat, this cooler right here. So I saw that actually Mod Kevin Ngo actually posted this in the mod channel, and was we were talking about this a little bit, but this was from Tom's Hardware, and I think some other outlet covered it too. But so this, y'all know low profile coolers, right? The ones that like pull air into the motherboard as opposed to over it. So we've seen low profile coolers before in the past, and we've even seen ones that look like this. So it was interesting that this made an article, because if we look at Cooler Master Gemini, so these are, I remember these, I actually had a PC that had one of these coolers. So low profile coolers, even though the Gemini is not that low profile, this thing is tall as heck. You want a low profile one, you would need like a Scythe low profile cooler. So if we look at like the Scythe low profile coolers, you actually have like really small, these really small ones that don't even take up that much space. But this came up, I think when they mean low profile, they just mean like it's not a towering heatsink. I guess height off of the motherboard on these are still pretty small, but look at this thing, it is wide. This thing, if you look at the backside of it, it looks like it looks like a graphics card cooler almost. This thing, they're saying it can cool what, up to 265 watts, which means for most people this should be sufficient. Most people who aren't, you know, if you're not running like the i9s, Ryzen 9s, and the higher end like i7s, Ryzen 7s, there should be plenty of cooling capability. Now, so that's exactly the thing I was gonna ask, Pico Wubs. How do y'all think this would look in a mid tower? Because we've kind of seen this already, right? So people might say this might look weird in a mid tower, but if you take a look at vertically mounted graphics cards, that's kind of the same thing, right? Graphics cards fan orientation for the longest time used to be facing downwards. And then all of a sudden people wanted to put riser cables and then switch it forward for aesthetics. It's all for aesthetics, right? There's no way vertically mounted graphics cards are for anything but aesthetics, because in most cases it pushes the fans closer to the glass side panel. I can't think of any like fluid dynamics argument for a vertically mounted GPU to be better thermally. It shouldn't be called low profile. Yeah, it should be called downdraft. You're exactly right, Shane Eslick. But yeah, so we went from vertically mounted GPU. We went from GPUs having their fans pointing down all, like, for the longest time to this. I mean, I would argue that when the first time this came around, this looked kind of goofy. It was definitely different, but essentially it took it from the fan not being in view to now being directly in view. So that's kind of what these are kind of doing, even though low profile downdraft already existed, but now we're taking it to like a larger chunk of metal, which we traditionally saw as like more tower style, without the fans really being exposed to the front plane. Aesthetic products are basically a cash grab. Yeah, I mean, that's true, but that's what you get when you have hobbyists and enthusiasts who you know, have disposable income to spend on their hobbies. I guess we can't really Photoshop this, but if we take a look inside a PC case, let's take a look at gaming PC. If we were to try to imagine this inside one of these, side view. If we were to try to take a look at this in like a gaming PC like this. Can I make this bigger? Thank you. The way that the fan on here, the way that this fan would go on it, would be, it would take this like whole space up right here. It's also probably going to be sensitive too to the RAM clearance. You have what? So it says you have on the RAM side, because this should be the RAM side, the memory side. Great, I have hiccups. They say 50 and 59 millimeters. I have some memory right here, and we can measure it. So what is that? If we were to look at the RAM clearance on this, how many inches is this thing? This is a Team Group Excalibur, so it's a little bit taller. But let's just measure what the height is. We're looking at a little bit over, so we'll say 2 inches. So what, 2 inches, 2.54. Okay, that should fit. It'll fit on this side, I think. 2 inches to millimeters. Yeah, you're looking at 50.8. So this thing definitely has the clearance for it. Yeah, 59. You got another like 8 millimeters on top of this. Yeah, so that's a good point, John. Great for VRM cooling. So the good thing about this is that it's gonna because this expands so much further out from like where the CPU is. A lot of times when you get some of these low profile coolers, you do get, you know, some downdraft for the VRMs, but this thing is gonna be like, you're gonna get downdraft for your memory as well. You're gonna get it for, you know, yeah, probably just the memory on this side, and then I'm very curious if there's gonna be any clearance issues on the left side if you have an exhaust fan. You won't have an AIO, so the radiator won't be a problem. But how much room would they have on this side? So, I mean, I am definitely a proponent of air coolers. So any kind of like uniqueness that they can bring back into the market, because again, these have existed before. Cooler Master Gemini. Like this almost this exact thing. Yeah, this thing. Look at this. This is like a 2-fan, super tall version of that. This thing right here. So, and this is an old school cooler. Yeah, no. I don't think this would work for an ITX. Definitely not ITX centric. Because on ITX boards too, I guess I wouldn't say it's super rare that you can get low quality, but a lot of ITX boards, it's so squished together on the rear IO, and a lot of times they have big heat sinks and stuff. I guess this would go over those though, because you do have over 2 inches of clearance. But it would be cutting it. I would think it would be cutting it close. SCI guy says, you are a class act. Love the videos. Thank you. Thank you for the kind words. What would make... Okay, so I'm curious. What would make me not be a class act? How do I not be a class act if I am currently a class act? Give me examples of what I could do to not be a class act so that I make sure not to do that. Shilling? Oh my goodness. Shilling an expensive Chromebook for gaming. Okay. Alright. That seems like a very specific example there. Q Extreme Zone 987 says, Q Jason Whitmer. You mean don't Bing shilling. What's up, Hassan Raza? The good deed. Okay. You better believe it. Jason Whitmer is the anti-nob. He is the anti-class act, apparently. He even admits it. He says you better believe it. Okay. Sweet Dog 99 says, thoughts of an RX 6400 LP in an Optiplex 10700 SFF case. Way cheaper than the 1650 LP, even though I know it'll take the performance hit because of PCIe Gen 3. Okay, that's interesting. Optiplex 10700 small form factor case. Man, you have a 10700 in there. It feels like wasted potential, but maybe you have the use case for it. Maybe you're doing things that are more CPU centric. Okay, thoughts of a 6400 low profile. Is that the best? I mean, you take the hit because PCIe Gen 3, but it doesn't mean that you won't get better results with a better card. What is the most powerful low profile card out right now? Yeah, 6400 is questionable. Okay, A2000, how much is that thing though? Where can we buy this thing? Newegg's got them for what the heck? $600. Ugh. Okay. Here. Okay. I get it. Lower profile is very kind of niche, similar to ITX. There's a premium to pay. If you need to stuff this computer in like a very dedicated space that can only take that, then sure, get something like A2000. But look, you could take this money, buy yourself a new motherboard, a new case, and a better graphics card, all for the same price, instead of spending money on something like this. Which I know this is a very like niche graphics card. I don't know who is what are you using this for, sweet dog? If you're just using this for like a gaming / media PC and stuff like that, I don't know. It's hard for me to give advice to buy the 6400. I need single slot, which I think, yeah. You need single slot. Is the 1650 Super... Yo, I wonder what the... I mean, we could ask the chat right now. So, 4000D wins the poll. I'm gonna ask... Okay. So I'm asking the question now. Have you ever had to use a low profile GPU in a daily driver PC? Not in a side PC that you're building to flip, not in a side PC that you're benchmarking, not in a side PC that sits in front of your HTPC cabinet in front of your TV in the living room. In your own personal PC, the one that is at your computer desk that you game on and use every single day, or that you use the most often. Have you ever had to use a low profile card in it? I have never had to do that before. So, the answer to this poll, I know, we only have like 90 people in stream right now watching. It doesn't encompass everyone around the world, but this is like a small sample size of the demand, I guess, for low profile cards as a product. I can see why companies don't want to invest spending time and money into it, because how many of these are actually flying off the shelves to begin with? And anyone who did have a low profile GPU in the daily driver, could you have had a full Hyte one? And did you just stumble upon it? Yeah, I don't think there's... It is very like specific in terms of use case. It's very niche. So... And by niche, I feel like the most common example that I've heard of people needing this is when they buy cheap Optiplexes or similar from other companies, pre-built office PCs, and they don't have enough space to put in a full Hyte graphics card. That is like 90% of the time I hear people who are interested in low-profile graphics cards. That's the reason they want it, because they're going the Optiplex route. Which, okay, Optiplex route is fine and all. You're saving a lot of money because it comes with everything that you need, and you don't even have to upgrade the power supply half the time. But then you're making compromises and buying these really expensive low-profile cards that don't even have that good of performance. So, if you can get a good deal on a low-profile card, then I would say, yeah, sure, go for it. But, like, be very mindful if you're trying to build yourself a budget PC and you look at specifically small form factor slim towers. If you get a normal width tower that can fit full Hyte graphics cards, then it's fine. Go for it. But yeah, these slim towers, there's a reason why they're cheaper than the mini towers. And it's because you can't easily make them into gaming PCs without doing stuff like you know, settling for a 6400 or having to pay a big premium on low profile. Demon Mitt posted a low profile. Let's take a look at this. So Demon Mitt built this. Open in browser. So this is, yeah, low profile with the 1 terabyte WD red. There it is. And the H87. So what, this is Haswell generation. 4th gen, maybe 5th if Haswell refresh, but yeah. What card was this, Demon Mitt, that you put in here? With the 1050 Ti is actually very solid. Though I mean, let's take a look. This is what the market is for 1050 Ti, which is old AF, you know, low profile. Let's see what it is. Let me change the scene. Let me not look at the price. Low profile 1050 Ti's, if I had to guess, I want to guess on the higher side. But, alright, I'm gonna guess $120. Like, buy it now, lowest price on eBay. But if it's lower, I will be pleasantly surprised. So let's take a look. Lowest price. Nah, lowest price, buy it now. For 1050 Ti low profile. Oh my god! $150 is the lowest one? Oof! So even my 120 guess was even less. Wow. Yeah, for $150, you're into 1070 territory. You're into GTX 1070 territory at this point. Yeah, so I mean, let's look at the legendary 750 Ti low profile, which I still have. I have one of these on hand. Oh my, what are they trying to rip us off? What is this? Cooling fan? No. If you want a 750 Ti low profile, there's not many left because it's getting to the point where it's so old and there's not many of these cards. Anyways, it's $120 from the UK. Wow. There's not that many at all. Yeah, $160 for a cooling fan? Who are they trying to rip off here? Jeez. Get out of here with this garbage. Who is this person? Jay Birch got my 1070 Ti for $80. Woof. That's a crazy good deal, Jay. Congrats. Jexy AE says, did I ever have a fast food job? No, I never had a fast food job. I kind of wish I had a fast food job, though, growing up. I mean, aside, like, my first real job, you know, not under the table type work. My first real job was actually the internship I got in college. And then after college, I went straight into the engineering field using my degree. So I guess a lot of people would probably say I was fortunate enough to not have to work like minimum wage jobs, but I wish I would have, just to kind of like, you know, get the experience from it. I think it builds good life experience. Yeah, so I never had a fast food job, but I did work like, you know the family job where you don't get paid officially. Our family had a convenience store when I was younger, so we would help stock the convenience store, you know, make food, like the hot foods, the hot dogs, the hamburgers, the you know, that kind of stuff. So, but it wasn't like I'd work 8 hours a day or anything. It was just like in the summer when we didn't have school. And we were really young then too. Yeah, yeah, good point. This listing must be trying to rip off. I wonder how many they sold. Okay, so good thing about eBay is you could be a eBay stalker and look up these people's. This is from Canada. You can look up these people's profiles and see what. I am a human. Let me in. What is click on the images that contain a residential house. Okay, sure. Okay, so let's see feedback. Let's look at the feedback. What have they even sold? Usually it lets you see the listings that they sold in the past month. CPU fan for HP Elite. Oh, what? Did eBay change it? Oh, no, they still have it. Yeah, so you can click on... You can click on these and see what they've sold. What was this item again? Cooling fan. Have they sold any of these rip-off things? It doesn't look like they sold any of these $200 fans. GTX 1030. Alright, let's hope they didn't at least. GTX 1030. It doesn't look like they've sold any of these fans, so nobody's really buying these from them. Good. So, it's not that I enjoy reading negative feedback, but every time I buy from someone on eBay, if they're below 99%, like once you start dipping into 98.9 and lower, I'm looking at your feedback and seeing if you had any recent bad, you know, dealings. But, yeah, that could be an amusing thing to do, to just read various negative feedbacks of people. Oh yes, the Discord. Thank you for the reminder. Let me update that right now. It's because I it copies and pastes the stream settings from the previous week. So let me get that 7 days. I put a limit of 100 just so that people can't do that spamming thing that happened before. Okay, so new Discord link. If you're not in the Discord yet, feel free to join. Whoop, not John Leguzamo. Leguzamo? I had that copied and pasted still. So, alright, we should be good now. Here is a new Discord link. Bam, there you go. Okay. But yeah, to the original person who asked, I can't give any advice on whether or not you should get the low profile RX 6400 because I personally would not buy it. It's kind of too late because you already have the small form factor PC. So you're gonna have to go by the advice of all the other people in chat. But yeah. Yeah, Pikawubs, those captures, all those did look like AI generated images. Which, by the way, is anyone in the chat like good at AI prompt writing? And when I say good, I mean like, have you like taken some classes, gone through tutorials, have generated stuff? If you are good with AI prompt writing, let me know over on the Discord in like general or something. Tag me because I need some prompt writing help for some of these images I need generated. So yeah, and by like good, I mean like actually know what you're doing and not just randomly putting words in, because anyone can just give a prompt and have an image to look up. But are you able to get a pretty accurate depiction of what you're visualizing with the words? Because I know that is actually pretty hard. Like AI can give you the most random stuff like all the time. So Scooter, you okay? I might have to hit you up about that. Okay. The 1650 low profile, yeah, let's take a look at what the pricing on that is. Because it might actually even be cheaper. So 1650 low profile box only. Okay, useless. Oof, it's already getting up to $215 on eBay. Obviously, you could probably get this for cheaper in your local market, but I don't know how much cheaper. People know the value of these cards. Oh yeah, let's look at the A2000. How have I not looked at that after everyone? So A2000 Jeep. Why are we getting baseball mitts? Lowest price, buy it now. We're looking at $240, so it's like the same price. And then the P1000 is what Demon was saying. Are they all mobile graphics cards? What's going on here? Or is that just the cheapest one? Oh, here we go. Here we go. How cheap is the P1000? The lowest priced one is around 100 something after shipping. About 120 bucks is looking like. It's $1,000 for the Tesla card. All right, let's see. Let's see if there's any comparisons for these. A2000, random gaming and HD, the king of low profile GPUs. Oh, Toasty Bros did something on them. This is the fastest low profile. Okay, I guess we can here. Let's see if we can get some side-by-sides. Come on, is this the only channel that's done it? Intel Arc. Okay, I think this is the only side-by-side benchmarks we're gonna get. This is a very niche item, so the mainstream channels are not testing it relative to another card. But, alright. Okay, so obviously the RTX 3070 is gonna beat it. We're looking about double the performance, it's looking like, at any given point. Maybe 80% or 90% faster. Is this just GTA? No, there's other games. We got Fortnite. Okay. Yep, we're looking at the same, like 80% faster. Hey, what's up, Adrian? Glad you're able to catch the live stream. Yeah, so I mean, I wouldn't even consider the P1000 if you're talking about 750 Ti performance levels. We're getting to the point where integrated graphics like a 5600G or a 5700G is gonna beat the performance of a 750 Ti. Now, granted, the person that we were trying to originally look for low profile cards for as a Dell Optiplex, so it's not you can just throw a Ryzen chip in there. But I'm just saying, like, having the performance of 750 Ti is not a good thing in this day and age. But A2000, yeah, so it is looking to be about the performance of a 3050-ish if it's coming in at a little bit more than half of a 3070. Kevin Holmes, back to the CPU cooler. The make of this, it's from a manufacturer. It looks like it's definitely like overseas one, not a common brand in the US, at least to my knowledge. The manufacturer Nine Sharks, called the JF13K Diamond. I mean, come on, this very interesting name. But yeah, I would be interested to check this out if it ever becomes available on AliExpress or something like that. N2 Tech. I have a 2-year-old HP Ryzen 5500U. 5500U, 16 gigabytes, plays Fortnite high settings. Really? High settings? High settings. What are you getting at that? If you're playing 1080p high settings, especially with the new update that they did, high settings, I'm not sure if it turned on Nanite by default, but what's the graphics that the 5500U has in it? Is it like a Vega 7 equivalent? 7 cores, 1800. Yeah, so it's about a Vega 7. Yeah, I know it's a laptop, but it's a laptop with still an APU in a laptop. No dedicated graphics card. What even is a Fortnite? Honestly, I ask myself that all the time, Pika. Shane Eslick. The A2000 6GB is $250 for us on eBay, but for you it's almost $800. Fortnite can be intensive. So Fortnite is, if you run Fortnite in performance mode, you get decent performance on a potato. But as soon as you start cranking that up, especially when y'all are testing, you know Fortnite, as soon as you're not on the epic setting, it starts doing render resolution scaling, right? So you're not actually at 1080p anymore. You have to take that slider and up the render resolution to 100%. If you're not running at epic settings, because everything that's not epic decreases the render resolution, which is why it helps it run better. If this A2000 is like a RTX 3050, has someone run the side-by-side benchmarks? No, they haven't. What a shame. Yeah, I mean, because I know like the Toasty Bros video is gonna have performance on it, but the way that they do their benchmarks isn't the most. Yeah, it's not the most. It's not the most detailed. So this is the A2000 performance, but seeing these numbers without anything next to it, like a second card for reference, it's really hard to really understand if it's really good or not. Yeah, that's true. Dude, Apex Legends is one of my favorite games that I benchmark, that I actually enjoy playing. I would play it more if I actually had like a close group that wanted to play and progress and stuff in it. But cause yeah, I don't like playing solo or solo queuing and being thrown with randoms. Apex, it just runs so good. Not only does it run well, it plays well too. Like, you're talking about battle royales, I think Apex, in terms of like fluid movement and stuff like that, I think it takes the cake for me. It beats every other battle royale. Fortnite feels clunky, PUBG feels clunky. Call of Duty is not as smooth as Fortnite. It's because we're talking about like more realistic versus a futuristic sci-fi shooter, but still, Fortnite just yeah. Yeah, the menus, everything about Fortnite is good. Or not Fortnite, about Apex Legends is good. Yeah. Also, you know what else is good that people will be sleeping on? Halo Infinite. Like, why is the population of Halo Infinite so low? I feel like Halo Infinite multiplayer is like really fun. I think like the gun, like you know, running around shooting all the different what's it called, like sidearms, main like the rifles, everything, freaking shooting yourself around with the grappling hook. Like Halo feels really good in my opinion. We do need to play Halo, Kevin. I don't know if I can play tonight, but yeah, definitely we need to play. I mean, I've been playing Halo since Halo 1 on the original Xbox, and I play Halo 2. Didn't play Halo 3 because I didn't have a 360. But how did they burn their old fans? Just because they went the route that every freaking game is now with microtransactions? The people who dislike Halo Infinite that are long-term fans, have they like sat down and played games of it? Like, what is their critique on it? Yeah, the gameplay and design is good. Yeah, sure, you can say the microtransactions pretty bad. They are showing that they're trying to at least improve a bit. I mean, they like introduced Forge after everyone was asking for it, right? So I just hope we've seen this a lot, right? No Man's Sky. That's the only one that I can think of off the top of my head. I guess Cyberpunk. What other games do you guys know off the top of your head? Failed miserably on launch, but redeemed themselves really hard. I think No Man's Sky is like probably one of the only ones I can think of off the top of my head. But I think Halo Infinite, it's been out for November to I think by this point maybe coming up on a year and a half. So I think it still has time to, you know, fix what it needs to fix and become a long-term game that people play for years to come. Because, I mean, it's the Halo franchise, and honestly, the base gameplay itself isn't... I personally think it's good. I enjoy playing Halo. Rogue Company? I don't think Rogue Company ever failed at anything. It was just like a not a known IP. So I think that's why it never, like, blew up as much as other things with known IPs, right? Yeah, No Man's Sky, greatest comeback. There's been more games. I don't think Witcher 3 had that many issues, did it, on launch? Cyberpunk people are feeling pretty good about it nowadays, right? Mass Effect? I never played Mass Effect, unfortunately. Battlefield, Command and Conquer. Okay, yeah, so... Oh, Final Fantasy, A Realm Reborn? Okay, except the funny thing is, Final Fantasy, that was what, 2014 when A Realm Reborn came out? So it was a little like 2013-ish time frame when the original Final Fantasy 14 came out. That one, I mean, if you want to talk about one of the most successful MMORPGs to date right now, Final Fantasy 14, they halted the servers and rebuilt the game. So yeah, there are a lot of redemption stories out there. Okay, so I was recently benchmarking Cyberpunk, and I don't know, maybe because y'all, like, if you don't benchmark games, you typically set it to one setting and then you play it. Cyberpunk's menu for when you're setting graphic settings and it doesn't stick is the most annoying thing. I'm in the menus, I'm going through the toggle, like from low, medium, high. I get to high, either the apply button doesn't show up, or you press apply and then it resets. Like, come on, this is a AAA multi-million-dollar game studio here. How can they not get something as basic as the settings menu? Ooh, a lot of people are talking about DayZ and Rust. So I bought Sons of the Forest. Jason, we gotta play that at some point, by the way. I played about an hour of Sons of the Forest, but the graphics are pretty good. I didn't play original Forest, but is anyone else in the chat? Do any of y'all, did you get Sons of the Forest? I know there were some people in chat that was interested in it from the last stream, but it's in it's actually gonna be in the upcoming benchmarks. Just cause, like, I know it's still in development. They're still working on it, but I was just curious how it would do. Gamer Boy Cash, you have 30 hours on it in the first 2 days? Are you no-lifing Sons of the Forest right now? The Smash TV network, you play it, okay. It's really good for early access and it also runs great on AMD. Yeah, so I haven't tried multiplayer yet. I've only done the single player and I'm only in the beginning part. Like I found some rope, I found some of the I guess the cannibals. And I made the mistake of thinking, oh, I could put it on hard mode. Those dudes smack me and kill me in like 1 hit. Yeah, 30 days in 30 hours in 2 days. That's like 2 15-hour days. That's like you sleep for 6 hours, you work for 8 hours, and then the rest of it you're gaming. Actually, that's more than that. That's like on over the weekend, you're just gaming straight with no work. The friendly AI? Yeah, the Kevin, right? That guy. I mean, Kevin was able to get wood for me, was able to build me a tent, and gather sticks. So I don't know if I need him to do much more than that. Okay, what else? Let's see. In terms of stream, I am glad that I have been able to talk with the chat more today, because for weeks now, stream has been just completely filled with whatever news article or whatever I was doing. So I'm glad that I'm able to sit and just talk with chat as well, in between pulling up these things. So, just a reminder for anybody that's new, if you're in the market for a graphics card, which, I think Kevin Go posted this, coming in at 250 bucks with a $20 mail-in rebate card. I think this is gonna be the best deal. I have a video that's upcoming. It's gonna be comparing the $250 Intel Arc A750 actually with. The funny thing is, I ran a poll on this. It's gonna be compared to the RTX 3050 because look at this. NVIDIA, like, whatever you're smoking, it must be the good stuff. Can you share? Look at this. The cheapest RTX 3050 that I can find right now is this $277 Zotac one. Everything else is more. You can't even find a $250, which was supposed to be the MSRP RTX 3050 right now. I don't think it's on Amazon either. RTX 3050. $279. Okay, $279 looks to be the cheapest one on the front page. I don't think we're gonna find anything else. Oh, $250. Oh, this is an RX 6600. So I'm doing a graphics card comparison / build video. It's gonna be featuring the Intel Arc A750 since Intel had their new latest, driver updates that had huge improvements across the board. But I had to compare it with other $250 cards. I think it more competes with the RTX 3060, but because we're doing it based on price, NVIDIA just is not competitive right now, and you're really competing with the 3050 at that price range. Why buy new though? Jaded. Because the used market isn't guaranteed. I don't want to say, oh guys, you could buy. I mean, I know in some videos I like point to saying you could get this in the used market, but if I'm going to be comparing the Intel Arc A750, there's not many in the used market. It's just too new of a card. People who bought them aren't selling it yet, so there's just no supply in the used market. So it's not fair to say, oh, here's a brand new A750, which comes with full warranty, potentially a game or whatever, and it's brand new, you will be the first owner, and compare it to secondhand NVIDIA and AMD cards, because that's already giving the other two cards an unfair advantage. If you're going to look at new, you have to compare everything consistently and look at new and new. So that's why. And I think there is still a handful of people out there who's not comfortable with the used market, especially given that, they heard bad things about mining or, stuff like that. So I think for $250, buying a 6650 XT brand new is still a really good deal. I wouldn't tell someone to look in the used market if they can get a 6650 or 6600 XT for $250. I would say just buy that new. For the A750, I'm not going to give you my thoughts now, but it's a similar thing. With NVIDIA cards, it's a different story. I'm definitely going to say, if for whatever reason you're a Team Green fanboy, definitely look in the used market, because if you aren't willing to go AMD, you're going to get kind of ripped off buying brand new. So. Oh, geez. It's not the stream description. Okay, yeah. I need to update that. I didn't even realize. Let me update the stream description, because right now I'm on a 6600. So let me save that. And I gotta change the stream elements thing too. Grim Reaper NA says, how do the AMD cards run compared to NVIDIA GPUs? Just fine. I don't know what you might mean though by how do they run. Performance-wise, great. I don't think DLSS is really a good talking point anymore, considering so many games have FSR now. If anything, some games have FSR and not DLSS, so there's that. But yeah, so but then some games have DLSS and not FSR. So, you know, it's whatever. So DLSS is not a talking point. Ray tracing, I think, is not a talking point if you have a $300 or less graphics card. Like, I know people who are super fanboys of Team Green, they love to talk about DLSS, which again, I think that argument is axed now. And now they talk about ray tracing is better. Dude, you're not ray tracing on an RTX 3050. Come on. Like, that's not an argument for people who are in the market for a $250 graphics card. Hassan Raza says, not gonna lie, that user benchmark website kind of isn't user benchmark known for being anti-AMD? That was like the whole controversy with them, right? Let me see if I can pull up an article that says this. User benchmark anti-AMD. Why does user benchmark hate AMD? That's the first Google search from PC Master 8 subreddit. User benchmark claim an actual conspiracy against Intel. Why is user benchmark so critical about AMD? User benchmark trigger warning AMD. User benchmark goes to war with AMD. So yeah, user benchmark is very biased. But I do not, please do not use user benchmark as a comparison. Tom's Hardware is so much better. Like, if you're trying to find either CPU or GPU, look up hierarchy. Tom's Hardware has both a CPU and a GPU hierarchy, and it is such a good quick reference. Like, obviously, they don't have perfect testing methodologies. Nobody does. But they are another source alongside, like, other reviewers. And they have it where they take... So the way that they do the CPU benchmarking scores is really nice too, right? They take the top CPU and they call that the 100%. Then anything below that is the relative performance to the best available processor that they have benchmarked anyways. So let's say the best one is at 13900KS, is 100%, and we go down and we see like a Ryzen 7600 for 1080p gaming, because that's what this column is. It's 80% of the performance. But let's say you were interested between the 7600 or the 13400. Well, you've got the 13400, which is 75% of the performance. It doesn't mean that it's 5% of between these two. It's a 5% difference in performance relative to the fastest processor there is. You can recalculate it to see the two performance differences between these two. But there's so much information from these numbers that you can draw from that you do not need user benchmark. Also, the GPU hierarchy chart is amazing because they have this beautiful graph for you. Look at this thing. If you want to know any relative graphics card performance, they have it in 1080p. They have it in 1080p medium for some reason. I don't really care about that. I mean, most things should be able to kill 1080p ultra in terms of modern day graphics cards. But then they have 1440p ultra performance as well as 4K. So you can see all these graphics cards, and basically the higher they are on the frames per second, the better, right? So yeah, definitely stay away from user benchmark if you can. Look at Tom's Hardware. Look at, you know, reviewers like Gamers Nexus, Hardware Unboxed. Testing games. I mean, if you want to, like, other content creators too. But yeah, that's my mini rant about user benchmark. So on the Discord, we were talking about Midweek Madness, or the topic of Midweek Madness came up. For around $800 system, which is what we built the other week actually on stream, or we didn't build it, but we did a PC part picker list. Is the 5600 or the 12100 better value? Honestly, I think there are arguments to go either way. And this is gonna assume we're not overclocking the 12100, like what Demon Mitt was trying to say. Like, come on, we're gonna try to stick to not having to have specific dedicated motherboards and coolers to be able to overclock. Like, we're assuming just using stock 12100 versus 5600. Which one is the better buy? You could go either way, honestly. I couldn't give you an answer right now. I think, yeah, because AM4, you're at the end of the platform. Unless for some reason AMD still releases like an AM4 CPU. I think they said they were still gonna release AM4 CPUs, even with AM5 out now. But the build that I have for the upcoming video, which I'm hoping to get out this weekend or at least on Monday, is a system with a 12100F in it. So I go both ways. Like, it depends on what deals you can find, I guess. And I guess if you're thinking long term, do you want the performance of a potentially 5800 X3D, or do you want to cap out at a 13700K probably? Yeah, I definitely go both ways, baby. Why you gotta be like that, Jason? Danny, are you going to, or did you already? No, I did not do the AI. Well, we did the AI parts list, but I don't think I'm gonna build it. Not anytime soon, anyways. Just because that's something I feel like the Toasty Bros would do, and they have a lot more capital to be able to do that. I don't think I can follow an AI's potentially questionable suggestions. Yeah, AMD definitely hinted that more AM4 CPU should be coming, but that was a while ago and there's been nothing since. I mean, I guess they were still releasing previous generation, like when they came out with the Ryzen 4100, when we were well into Ryzen 5000 series CPUs, right? So they could still be doing it. I think it just depends on the demand. There's no reason not to refresh something if people are still buying it because it's the most affordable thing. I mean, if you're questioning between the two, honestly, you need to look up the benchmarking results. And the 12100 versus 5600 is a very common matchup. It is a very common matchup. You will be able to see it. Like, you will be able to see multiple Yeah, wow. This one is, they blended it into one video. But look at this. The 12100F is getting, let's go to the end of the run actually. So the end of the Far Cry run, which Far Cry is a very recent game. The 5600 actually beats it in 0.1% lows in this run anyways. I mean, 1% 96 versus 114, to me, that's not even like, I can't even tell that. Like, visually, my eyes would not notice that because I'm focused on playing the games and not reading these charts. But if you look at the average, we're looking at 150 average for Intel and 133 for the 5600. Now, we're looking at Forza Horizon 5. We're looking near the end of the benchmark. Wow, these graphics are ugly. Oh, they're running it at like crazy high FPS just to force a CPU bottleneck. I see what they're doing. That's why the graphics are so dang ugly. We're looking at, I mean, yeah, 212 versus 224. Let's look at Red Dead Redemption. That's also a AAA title. We're looking at 154 versus 148 on average, and the 1% and 0.1% lows are very comparable between these two. So, to me, yeah, there's a percentage difference between these two processors. Is it anything worth noting or or what's it called, beating yourself up about? No, just pick whichever company you slightly lean towards more. What is the 12100F? What is that going for right now? About 106 bucks. We just saw this last week, but prices are changing all the time. So, the Ryzen 5600, did they go up in price? Yeah, if this is the case, now when you take price into consideration, since we can find a $106 12100F versus $140, I would go with the Intel i3. There's your answer. The price difference is big enough, 35 bucks about. Yeah, I would go with this. Nope, I do not live near a Micro Center. I do wish they can come. They need to come to Washington. Like, come on, we got so many tech companies nearby. Like, we are. Seattle is very much a tech hub. There's, you know, Amazon, Microsoft, Valve, and a lot of other. I think what's the company that does Guild Wars 2? They're here too. Yeah. Yeah, so I agree. I would agree with him there. When you, I don't know. So I watch Gamers Nexus, I watch Hardware Unboxed and stuff like that. And they're showing, you know, when they do their CPU bottleneck tests, because they're testing the CPU for a review, they put it in situations where you're pumping out tons of frames so that you can get the best percentage difference calculations in a true CPU bottleneck situation. And there are people arguing for one company's product versus the other. I'm like, exactly the sentiment of this. I do not care if I'm getting 350 FPS with this processor and the other one can give me 375. I just don't care. First of all, I don't have a monitor that can do that refresh rate. But second of all, my eyes won't even be able to tell the difference. I don't know. I haven't seen a side-by-side comparison of like what well, 60 to 144 is obvious, but from 144 to 240, how big of a noticeable difference is that? I don't think it would be that big. And then from 240 to 360 or whatever the heck these monitor companies are going for, honestly, I can't even tell. You probably can't even tell. 99.9% of the people probably can't even tell. Companies aren't your friends, they just want your money. That is true. That's why you pick the company that you give the least amount of money to for your use case. Yeah, exactly, Adrian. Why are people arguing with each other about what company is the best, as if the company is gonna make them dinner and take them to a movie or something? They should argue how bad prices are with the companies to force the companies to lower their prices due to backlash, which we've seen work. We've seen it work with some products, like the unlaunching of the RTX 4080. Yeah, power supply prices are not good right now. I will say though, again, this has been something that we've been going through for the last since I started the YouTube channel, because that's when I started focusing a lot more on tech news and prices and stuff. Almost every single year, we have had some kind of issue driving up one or more parts. In 2016, it was RAM shortage. Memory shortages, which affected RAM and SSDs. Same thing with 2017, we had some of it there too. 2018, or 2017, 2018, there was crypto, which made graphics card prices go up. 2019, we had a little bit of a break until the pandemic hit in early 2020, which also screwed up graphics cards. And then somewhere along the way, power supply prices were bad too. The one thing I will say though is, I don't mind paying like $40 extra for a power supply if it means that I don't have to pay $300 extra for an overpriced, graphics card due to the mining or shortage or pandemic, whatever. Take the victories where you can. Right now, RAM, SSD, CPUs, motherboards, everything is priced so well. So what if you have to pay 40 extra bucks for a power supply? In the grand scheme of things, it is a really good time to still build a PC, price-wise. Yeah, and let's also complain about the price of eggs. Though we have been recently able to get eggs at our local grocery stores, like 18 for, I think it was 4 or 5 bucks, which is more expensive. Normally, I think it's like 3.50-ish or something. So, that percentage-wise, that's still a huge increase. That's like over 50% increase in egg prices. And we eat a lot of eggs. I love eggs. I love putting it in ramen. I like making it with Spam, rice, and eggs. I like when we do Korean soups or something, we do the egg folding. Yeah, we use eggs a lot. We do it for breakfast to eat with tots and sausage or bacon. We eat eggs a lot in this house. I did not notice orange juice at all-time highs though. We buy our orange juice in like a 4-pack, the 4-pack Tropicana one that comes in the cartons at Costco. I haven't noticed the price of that going up. Oh yeah, good. Yeah, the tariffs too. Yeah, that's what affected the pricing on like everything. So Nitten Plays Coding says, can you please tell me where to see the secondhand prices which are not any scam? Nitten Plays Coding. It depends on where you're at. If you're in the US, you're gonna look at eBay, OfferUp. And when you look at OfferUp, you're going to look at accounts that are not 1 month old. And you're going to look at accounts that hopefully have multiple items listed and multiple seller rating. But, I mean, for RTX 3060 12GB, let's take a look at eBay. Because I don't think we looked at that earlier. We only looked at the new pricing. Let's see what these are going for. And this could be a mined card. One that was used for mining. You would never know. Because the person's probably going to lie to you anyways. 12GB as is, not working card. Where's the used? Here we go. They are going for, hey, this is a Dell one. Hey, this one looks legit. So here's a Dell one. If we're going by the RTX 3080s with the Dell coolers that Gamers Nexus said wasn't bad, this card may not be bad. This is $260 for an RTX 3060 12GB. This is from a Revived Tech. The seller has 100% positive feedback rating. So, yeah, if you're looking for secondhand prices, if you're in the US, $260. Yeah, I'm actually surprised. I thought this would still be like 280, 290. But still, I don't think it would be fair to compare this with the like Arc A750 and with the 6650 XT, just because this is a used card. They say like new. Dell, okay, conditions used, yeah, yes. Give as little detail as possible because better not to say that what you use this for. Yeah, this one might, if this one sells. Wow, this is, yeah, because this is a brand new listing. That's a good point that you made. So this is a brand new listing. It's probably going to go. And once that one goes, we're looking at from Canada, 257 plus 25. So we're looking at like $280 plus dollars. So it is closer to what I was thinking. About 280 to 290. Yeah, this is just an outlier that this is the last one too. So I don't think Nitten might not be in the US though. Yep. Yeah, Joseph Diaz. I have been seeing that. Every single time I go on to Newegg and I'm trying to look for like a 3060 or a 6600, Newegg tries to feed me those mobile graphics card and it's getting annoying. Like, let's see if I can find it right here. Watch. All I have to do is go sort by lowest price and... Oh, is it not popping up? Where did they go? Oh, Takeoff sold and shipped by Newegg. And boom, there it is, the first one. $209 for a 6600M. Yeah, so I'm actually curious how this runs in comparison, because this is pretty cheap, 200 bucks. Let's take a look. RX 6600M versus RX 6600. Oh. Where are my side-by-side benchmarks at? Here's one, maybe. Here we go. Alright, what do we got here? Whoa. This is like the same. If they're 170 on AliExpress, that's actually might be a good deal. So let me look through these benchmarks a little more. We got Assassin's Creed here. Look at this, actually. Holy crap. The averages, 1% lows and 0.1% are good. Why are these almost identical? What game is this one now? Oh, they didn't timestamp it. What game is this? But this one, we're looking at like 98 versus 130. So wherever game this is, there's a huge difference. And then here's this Red Dead Redemption, right? Average is 102 versus 103. So it looks like this 6600M isn't too bad. You daily drove a... Nope. Work PC don't count, Chris. You work in a school district. I would imagine those towers to be on the slimmer side of things. That was not by choice. That was what I would call maybe a poor business decision on whatever business. And actually, no. Slim towers are probably cheaper for businesses. But still, I would not count that. I'm talking about your daily drive personal use, Chris. Nick is asking, good motherboard to pair 13600K. Honestly, unless there's like a huge price difference, I don't see a reason not to go for Z790. I guess unless you're trying to carry over RAM or something. But yeah, for motherboard roundups, there's two ways to look at motherboard, right? There's getting the cheapest thing that could run the rest of your system, which I kind of lean towards that, especially for more budgety builds, because if you're not overclocking, which with the 13600K, you would, that's kind of a more premium chip, right? You would want to overclock, so that doesn't apply to this argument. But most of the time, if you are just trying to max out your PC, throwing more money at the CPU and motherboard is not the way to go. Throwing more money at the graphics card up to a certain point is usually the biggest net benefit for your like gaming experience. So yeah, with your 13600K though, and which motherboard, I'm usually happy with the lower end Z690, Z790, the Z boards. I never go and spend $300 on some, you know, super expensive board, because I don't think it's worth it. Let me see if there's any more. Okay, the stream submissions. Oh, we can actually. I wanted to look at some of the gallery, which we did have a lot of posts recently. So if y'all didn't know, in the Discord, which I do have linked down below, which I can also copy and paste again. If y'all haven't joined the Discord server yet, we do have in the Discord server, we do have a channel called Build and Setup Showcases, where people can show off and post these beautiful pictures, gallery pictures. I like this Cooler Master case. But yeah, you guys can post the different, if you build lots of systems or you just built your first one, you can submit them here. This is I like this black and yellow, like the Wiz Khalifa song case. This has a 13600K in it, as well as a graphics card. Oh, 4070 Ti, nice. 13600K 4070 Ti, very nice. Let's see, we got Zerk with their setup with, we got Dragon Ball on the monitors here, and their build, which is very hard to see, but they do have the same Goku plate, which I think is that the one that I used when I did the V1 Tech project. But yeah. Got their Goku, Son Goku, Kid Goku, with his power pole, his bow staff. We got Xtink 87 with their newest build here, with 12400F RX 580. Ooh, that 580 is starting to get old in here compared to that 12400F. So this seems like it's due for a GPU upgrade, but the BitPhoenix, BitPhoenix. Do y'all think about BitPhoenix anymore? BitPhoenix was, I think, one of the first. I don't think it was the first, but it might be one of. It's definitely one of the first companies I like got a case sample in to like make a build video or review of. But these days, I don't think about BitPhoenix much anymore. I feel like anytime I hear about BitPhoenix is from Brian from Techia City, because he's still, I still feel like he features their cases in his stuff a lot. But I mean, let's check out what BitPhoenix has going on. I feel like they haven't really done much like to innovate. Alright, let's take a look at BitPhoenix cases. Okay. They have hit me up before. I just never got around to it. Their BitPhoenix Prodigy case has been a case that I've been eyeing, and you guys know why, for the longest time. The BitPhoenix Prodigy, where is it at? There they are. They finally updated it at some point to have tempered glass. This looks like it's a non-tempered glass version. Oh my goodness, look at all those drive cages. This speaks to how old this case is, really. The Prodigy is an OG case. The only thing I heard about it, though, is these handles on it are actually not that strong. Like, if you're holding this thing, you want to actually support it by the bottom, too. You can't just only hold it by the handle. This thing will snap. But I mean, it's a cube case. It's got handles. You know, that's my thing. Look at this. It's got a freaking 5 1/4 drive bay in front. The BitPhoenix Nova Mesh SETG White. Which case is that? Let's see. It's gonna be an ATX, right? BitPhoenix Nova Mesh. Nova Mesh. Oh, this one right here. Wow, this is a very simple case. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, I guess one thing that do you guys like this about BitPhoenix? You see how on the front there, you could see the framing of it. I feel like a lot of BitPhoenix cases with the front mesh do this, where they have like this design on the back here, like kind of like the support frame. I think it's on the mesh side of things. It's not on the case side of like the front mesh panel. So I always felt like they were distracting. Like I would have been good with just a full, you know, perforated mesh without all these bars and lines in the background here. I mean, you see it in these ones too, especially when you have RGB lights. You see like the frame, like all these lines back here. I was never too much of a fan of those, but that seems to be the, you know, pretty iconic to BitPhoenix. Not like they have a ton of cases either. Look at these. Look, okay. If we're looking at ATX cases, you got the Nova Mesh tempered glass. You got the Nova Mesh tempered glass. Then after these, everything else just looks like old. Like, look at these. All these cases, they're just like the older stuff. They haven't really, I feel like, come out with a lot of stuff over the years. Like, within the last few years, the Nova Mesh is the only thing they came out with once Gamers Nexus started complaining about front panels not having airflow. Like, this is all they have for the standard size mid towers. Montech X1 Mesh is another favorite, but oh, is the X1 discontinued? It has the same thing going on as the BitPhoenix. I think the Montech is the one without real RGB, right? Let me see this. Montech with the fake RGB lights, not real addressable. You heard that? Oh, it's been discontinued. Okay, I mean, the thing about it, Montech is doing. I think Montech is. They're doing really well, so it's not like them discontinuing that. I think Montech's gonna keep on coming out with more and more similar style cases, right? Like your standard run-of-the-mill, filled with RGB fans, got a mesh front panel, tempered glass, basement, and then that's pretty much it. Very standard. Is the X1, is this the one with the Molex? I built in the X1 before. I just don't remember because there's so many cases out there that claim ARGB, or they try to trick you into thinking it's addressable RGB, and then you get these fixed light ugly fans like, oh yeah, okay, so the X1 has Molex and you can't really move the LED colors on it. It's just like a fixed, that's the color it is, right? So there's the X3 mesh. Yeah, so what is, honestly, there's, oh, the X3, is that the nicer one? Nope, it's not. Ooh, the X3 is the one that has the kind of like tessellated front panels, the geometric stuff, which I'm not a fan of. That's like what fractal design became very popular for, right? Yeah, I mean, but again, this is almost like the exact same thing as the case we just saw. It's got, this one comes with 3 addressable RGB fans. Sorry, not addressable RGB. It comes with 3 fans that might be addressable. We have to clarify that, because these sneaky companies out here trying to trick us here. But yeah, it's the same thing. Ooh, this one does have the hinged door panel, though. I will say, hinged door panels are definitely, yeah, companies need to get in with the hinged door panels. Ain't nobody trying to undo thumb screws in this day and age. Yeah, Molex, what is this? 2009? The newer PWM. Yeah, the thing about Molex too is if you buy semi-modular power supplies, you have to plug that cable in, and then you got this thing with like 6 Molex connectors on it just so that you could connect one fan in centipede style. I don't know. Yeah, Molex just needs to go. It just needs to go. If anything, make it SATA. At least make it SATA, because people need SATA for like AIO pumps and RGB strips and stuff like that. Hey, what's up, Cozy? How you doing? Alright, I think we're coming up to the end of stream. We have been streaming a little bit over 2 hours, so I'm gonna get off the browser for now, and I'm just gonna hang out and chill with chat. Shane Eslick says the Antec NX 200M. Oh, okay. I built it. Actually, where did I get this case from? Which pre-built? Yes, Shane. This was the Phoenix PC. They build their cheapest system in these. So I've had experience playing with this. And yeah, this one has a hinge. It's a pretty decent budget case. How do you guys clean your side panel? This is how I clean it. I take it. Oh, do I have a side panel here? That's taken off? I do. Alright, so this is how I do it. I take the side. I don't know if that's gonna come off. What side is that on even? Y'all see that big mark on there? I think that's an adhesive mark. I don't know if that's gonna come off, but this is how I do it. Take your microfiber cloth. And I do that. I think that is on. Is that on the inside? What is this? Yeah, that's adhesive, or that's like a scuff mark. This is the peel. I haven't peeled it yet, so I think it's just a scuff mark on the plastic. That's not coming out. But that's how I clean everything. I clean the metal on it too, because you know when you have a black case and you get your finger oils on it or like dust or something. Yeah, just give it a good old. And then wipe it up real nice. Yeah, I need to get lens cleaner. I'm just too cheap and forgetful to order it and stuff. So I just use my fog, the breath fog. Am I full of hot air? Yeah, I can go for hours. So isopropyl alcohol, that could damage some plastics or rubbers, right? I'm very careful about alcohol. I try not to use it when possible. If anything, I would rather use a damp rag. Assuming, obviously, you're not getting it close to the electronics because of the water. Alcohol is much safer, especially if you use like a 99% or something, because there's less worry about it. Like long term, because it'll evaporate before it can conduct and short something. Yeah, monitor cleaner, it's just... It depends on how bad or how dirty it is, right? I've not run across any problems usually where fog, breath fog doesn't clean it up. So, you know, why pay for something when I have free breath right here? Joe Panico says, by the way, Danny, your video with your mom building the PC the other day warmed my heart. She was so cute and such a good sport. Yeah, dude, my mom's freaking awesome. I love her. I feel bad, and you saw it in the beginning of the video. I kind of feel bad, but then not really. It would be nice for my mom to retire, but she works 2 different jobs by choice, and she works every single day. And I told this to one of the commenters. It is because she is from that generation of parents or Asian parents where they don't really have hobbies. their hobbies was taking care of us, like making sure we were good in school and all that stuff like that. So my mom doesn't have real hobbies that she can do. So her work is kind of like her hobby. She enjoys going to work. Like, if she was retired and had tons of money, she would still be working the job she works now. So, but I don't know. I feel like she needs to start ramping down as she gets older in age. The old gen is definitely built different. Yeah. Yeah, retiring for her would be nice. And then definitely it would be me and my brother taking care of her, you know, financially when that time comes. So, I mean, but my mom she's 61, which is not super old, but it is a little bit old, on the older side. Yeah, it just, I mean, the whole system for how to take care of old people in the US with Social Security and everything, that's a whole different topic, but we're paying into that. And do y'all think you're gonna get Social Security when you're, you know, whatever the age is by the time we get that old, 40 years from now, 40, maybe 50 years from now? Yeah, that is a good mindset. Our parents take care of us. It's time for us to eventually take care of them. Shane Essex says, yeah, your mom is awesome and reminds me of my grandma. Her hobby was looking after everyone. Yeah. All right. I think it's time to go have dinner. What are y'all eating for dinner? I'll show you what I'm eating for dinner. Korean soldier soup. It's called budajigig. Budajigig? Army stew? Essentially this. We went to H Mart and got some cooking supplies for this. So this was what was for lunch, and this is what will be for dinner. Chicken tenders and vegetables, nice. White people love spending $25 on that. Dude, Jason, I don't know why, but this is one of my favorite meals. I typically don't get it at the restaurant, but we do make it at home. Is it the spam? It might be the spam in this that makes it slap so hard. I don't put the cheese in it though. I don't get the whole cheese and ramen and cheese and soup thing. That's totally not my thing at all. Yeah. I would buy it at a restaurant if it came with like a combo meal, you know, where like you get like that with something else and stuff like that. But I don't think I would ever buy it alone. Plastic cheese slice, yeah, especially American cheese. I dislike American cheese quite a bit. I'm all about that real stuff, the pepper jack and stuff. Egg noodles and macaroni and meat. Chick-fil-A. Oh. Yes, do you get a spicy chicken sandwich, Kevin, or just regular? Empanadas. Provolone, Kobe Jack Munster. Okay, yeah, pepper jack is my go-to, and then mozzarella as well. I like the white cheeses. Spicy, of course, always with the spicy. Fried chicken, if it's got a spicy variant, that's what I'm going for. What's up? How do you start it? No, don't purchase it. Okay. Alright guys. Melissa needs help getting into Steam because she's playing games now. So I'm gonna go log into Steam for her so she can play that while I eat dinner. But hope you all have a great rest of your evening. Have a good rest of your week and good weekend coming up. Next video will be an ARC A750 build with comparison benchmarks alongside a 6600 and RTX 3050. So yeah, I'll see you in the comments for that video, as well as in next week's stream or in the Discord if y'all join that and you see me hanging out around there. But have a good night, everyone. Thanks for joining the stream. See ya. Okay.